Welcome to the invisible premise. Every argument rests on assumptions. In this series, we'll identify those hidden premises and examine whether they truly support the conclusions being claimed. No evidence for God? That's one of the most common objections raised today. This is a common position among YouTube atheists. If there were evidence for God, I'd believe. The claim sounds objective and reasonable. But before asking whether God has provided evidence, we first need to ask another question. What counts as evidence? And who gets to decide? The issue isn't merely whether evidence exists, it's whether only one kind of evidence is allowed in the courtroom. Many of the popular YouTube atheists hold this position. Only scientific evidence counts. If God can't be tested in a laboratory, then belief isn't justified. This philosophy is called evidentialism, but science itself depends on things science cannot prove. Logic isn't discovered through a microscope. Mathematics isn't weighed on a scale. Moral obligations can't be placed into a test tube. History, eyewitness testimony, and forensic reasoning all point beyond repeatable laboratory experiments. We use different kinds of evidence depending on the question being asked. Christianity is best understood like a detective case rather than a chemistry experiment. Detectives rarely witness the crime itself. They follow clues. They infer the best explanation from the available evidence. The universe had a beginning. Life displays remarkable information. Objective moral obligations point beyond human preference. The historical evidence for the resurrection of Jesus demands an explanation. None of these pieces stand alone. Together they form a very good case that points toward God rather than away from Him. The Bible doesn't describe belief as blind faith. It repeatedly points people to evidence. Creation declares God's glory. The prophets appeal to fulfilled prophecy. Jesus appealed to His miracles. The apostles appealed to eyewitness testimony. The question isn't whether God has provided evidence. The real question is whether we're willing to follow the evidence wherever it leads. Sometimes the greatest obstacle isn't a lack of evidence, it's the unwillingness to accept the conclusion. Evidence doesn't force belief, it invites an honest verdict. Thank you for watching. If this episode challenged the way you think, share it with someone who enjoys asking deeper questions. Until next time, keep examining the evidence, question your assumptions, and never stop asking, what is the invisible premise? May the Lord bless you and yours.